All right, 5 o'clock, folks. 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm Coach Michael Bird. It's Sunday. What day is today? Sunday, January the 25th. If you're out there and you're watching this, thank you, number one, to all the folks who are going to watch this tonight. It's a cold, rainy, and snowy day here in Tennessee. I'm at my home office. As you can see, the snow that's out there, it is beautiful, folks. It is beautiful. I've been working on the book, Screw Your Why. Okay. This book right here, I've been working on today with a deadline on that thing coming out pretty soon. And I woke up this morning and said I had so much fun yesterday that I would like to come back today and do this again. So we're streaming this on my Facebook page, on my LinkedIn page, which is new today, and on my YouTube channel. We want you to go to that YouTube channel and subscribe to the YouTube channel because there's a lot of content. All the Big Table podcasts, what we're talking about tonight, go to that YouTube channel. A lot of my content goes to that YouTube channel. You will be able to comment throughout the night tonight, and I do look at the comments. I can see those. We can see those down the right side of my StreamYard here. I do use a technology called StreamYard, which allows me to stream to multiple places. So, Chad, good to see you. If you're on here with us tonight, post a comment so I could see that. Many times I could see it. I'm going to post them where you can see them on stage. There you go. There you go, so people can see it on stage. But I woke up this morning and I go, man, that was fun yesterday. Doing that live training for you guys on what we talked about yesterday. It was really, really a lot of fun. So thank you, Diane Hall from Icy, North Carolina. Chad, thank you. As you join us tonight, Jana just posted on Facebook. The download that goes with tonight's training session. Okay, you can get that. And Jana, if you could go over to my YouTube channel and post it there on the live on YouTube as well. It is on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook, folks. Okay, so good to see everybody tonight. There is a download that goes with this. We do want you to get this download because it's brand new. We just brought it to the marketplace. And it's the Big Table podcast. Paul Frank, good to see you from California. Man, I wish I was in California enjoying some of that nice warm weather today. But nonetheless, it is what it is, folks. So what? Now what? Let's move on. So there is a download that goes with this. It's called the Big Table Formula. And I was thinking one day, I'm coaching a lot of our people in our coaching program on how to generate leads for the business. And one way to generate a lead for the business is to create something of value. It's actually to step back and ask a simple question. What value do I create that would solve a problem for another person? And what do they really want from me? And create something of value. So when you hear me talk about the Big Table Formula, it really is to help a person get a seat at a big table. A bigger table in life, which you're going to see tonight, is going to be the biggest game in business for you. It's the biggest opportunities that you could be focused on that you're most likely not focused on. Okay. So when we come up with the concept of the big table, it's really, how do I help you think bigger, expand your skill set to a bigger arena? And how do you solve the biggest problems that are available to you with your skills, right? And I think there's one thing that's consistent after a person is coached by us. They are going to think bigger. They are going to play at a bigger level. And they're most likely going to find a utility for their skill set that they actually wasn't even thinking about before they came to the party. Okay. It's like I'm going along life and I'm doing good and I'm doing good and I'm doing good. But you're going to see that sometimes you get frustrated and it's like, man, I'm playing so small in comparison to a bigger game, but I don't even know which game I should be playing. So all of this started, the story of origin for this is it all started with me watching an interview with Dr. Price Pritchett, who wrote U Squared and the Quantum Leap Strategy. And the genesis of that, it actually starts with Lewis Howes on the School of Greatness asking Price Pritchett, what is a quantum leap? And he begins to explain a quantum leap about how he was bored and disgusted with where he was. He was doing good, but he wanted to play at a higher level, Daniel Hodges. And he walked in one day and he said, we're going to go into mergers and acquisitions because that's the big table. Okay. That's the biggest game in business. Okay. When I heard that, I go, boom, that triggered me in a positive way and in a negative way. Because I started going to myself, man, what is the big table for me? What is that really what I've been doing for people over the last 20 years, helping them get a seat at a bigger table? I think it's safe to say that the people who've gone through our coaching programs, the people that we personally mentored, the businesses that we've associated with, there's one common denominator. They all have expanded. Okay. They came in one way and they left another way. And that is why I like to say we are in the transformation business. And transformation is you come one way and you leave another way, right? I come this way and I leave that way. And I've been transformed. My knowledge has been transformed. My mind has been transformed. My heart has been transformed. And my spirit has been transformed. Those are 4 parts of my nature. And so when Price Pritchett said that night, that mergers and acquisitions was the biggest game in business, and a quantum leap was a significant jump, and it could even be in a new arena you've never been in before, that really triggered something in me. And I go, I think I want to transition from being not just the #1 activation expert in the world, is I really want to help people secure a seat at a much bigger table. And if you didn't watch my Package Your Purpose last night, I would go back to our YouTube channel and watch Package Your Purpose. I actually watched it today again, and it got me thinking about what my purpose is, and how do I trade my skill for somebody else's problem and ambition, and how do I get that purpose token to put in my emotional bank account. And so tonight we're doing the big table. Okay, this is the biggest game in business. It's the biggest opportunity available to you. It is the whole purpose of my coaching membership at the Greatness Factory, is to help people secure a seat at a much bigger table. Okay. It's to help people out there in the world who join our coaching, who come to the Greatness Factory, a place of positive expectancy, a place where dreams come to life. They don't go to die. That's at the Complacency Factory. They actually come to life. Dreams come to life at the Greatness Factory. And then we start getting you on a path toward getting a seat at a much bigger table. Does everybody want a seat at a bigger table? No. Does everybody deserve a seat at a bigger table? Philosophically, yes, but most people no, because they haven't put the basic foundational work in, right? They don't know their skill, they don't know their problem, and they don't know their vehicle. So as we go through tonight, I'd love to see your comments as you're posting on social media. I'd love for you to engage with me. You can ask me any questions. This is your training. I've been locked up in a house for the last 2.5, 3 days. I'm trying to figure out how to get to Nashville to the Greatness Factory. And then ultimately this week, stops in various cities, including Fort Lauderdale, including Orlando. But it is some crazy weather out there. So let's get this party started. If at any time you want to book a call and you're thinking about joining our program, you should come to Package Your Purpose. You should come to the Big Table events. I want you to email Jana at coachburt.com, who's on here with us tonight. She's been working all day on various projects. She's been in sales today. She's been in operations today. She's been putting deals together. She's been packaging up the week. We got a big week happening this week. But email Jana at coachburt.com and say, I'm ready to get a seat at the big table. I'm tired of sitting at the small table around people doing small things. I'm ready to get a seat at the big table, Larry Cream. So let's get this party started. Here's a premise. If you're looking at the download's going to take you through the entire thing. It has a video, 11-minute video, me explaining the big table. But most people are not underskilled. I mean, there is a lot of people that are underskilled, but most people are not underskilled. They are simply, listen to this, overcommitted to the wrong game. Now, psychologists call this escalation of commitment. You can actually escalate commitment to the wrong game. Okay. And the game, for the purposes of tonight's workshop, is going to be the vehicle that you choose. Okay. So a lot of people don't have a skill problem. They actually have a vehicle problem. And the vehicle is the distribution center, the distribution system for your skills and talents. Okay. So you're basically committing yourself in the wrong direction. Your aiming point is headed in the wrong direction. It's to a game that's too small. Okay. It's not the big table. It's a small table. Now, if you're out there and you sit at the small table for a long time, you put a lot of time and effort into it. You put a lot of energy into it. You put a lot, and you kept thinking maybe one day, Charles, one day it's going to just open up for you. And here's the deal. It's not going to open up for you until you make it open up for you. Okay. If I brought Jana on here tonight to present, who's my key integrator, and I said, what started this, you getting a seat at a bigger table? And she would probably say 17-hour drive from Houston, Texas, getting to the table with the right people and making bigger decisions to start stepping into my potential. So most people are not underskilled. They're simply overcommitted to the wrong game. The big table formula is to help driven people recognize when they have outgrown their current vehicle. This was me at 30 years old when I started to go, man, I'm a level 10 dude stuck at a level 4 vehicle. I got a big engine. I got a lot of prey drive. I got a hard skill. Am I applying this to the right goal? And I jumped from one vehicle to another vehicle. Now, this is what I tell a lot of people. Don't trade one hard business for another hard business. A lot of people come to me and say, I'm in the wrong vehicle. I'm going to trade this for this. I'm going to do this. And I go, man, sounds like to me you're trading one miserable business for another miserable business. If we're going to trade up. Trade up to a business that's highly enjoyable, it's highly profitable, it's highly meaningful. Trade up to a business where there's a return on your energy. There's a return on your investment. There's a return on your objectives. Like keep working the business model. Keep tweaking the business model, or find a business that can truly get you to a bigger game. And what does the bigger game look like? Listen to these three things. It's highly enjoyable. Now you're going to hear people like my buddy Grant Cardone say, get good at things you hate doing. Like I got good. Yes, that is true in the beginning. Okay. Like I got good at sales, but I hated sales. Yeah, that's true in the beginning when you're in a survival state. But as you do this for 20 or 30 years, you don't want to wake up every day and go, gosh, I hate doing this. Gosh, I dread going to this. Like, I don't think it's sustainable to become great at something you hate doing. I think what we're looking for is more alignment between, man, this is enjoyable. Coaching you guys on here is enjoyable. I look forward to it. I've been looking forward to it all day. Coaching at the Greatness Factory is enjoyable to me. Coaching at the Lodge is enjoyable to me. Taking people with me on the jet, like February 10th, when we do Retreat to Attack, right? I got one seat left to go with me. It's enjoyable. It may be Kelly Combs. It may be like, man, I got to go do this today and people are going to be flying with me. Like it may be create a little bit of that, but at the end of the day, it's like, that was fun, man. I learned from them. They learned from me. So the big table, I think in the long haul, if we're looking for it, it's highly enjoyable. I love being a basketball coach. It's highly profitable. See, that's where the basketball coach became a problem. I couldn't get to my financial goals doing that. I loved it. It was enjoyable. Kind of a stress ball sandwich, right? Kind of a stress ball sandwich. I loved it, but it wasn't highly profitable. There's internal profit, those purpose tokens that go into your emotional bank account, and there's external profit, which feeds your real bank account, which you need. Okay, which you need. If I would have been smart when the snow came in on Friday, I'd have said, on the plane, we're going to Florida, right? And I'd have went to Florida, to the house in Florida for 3 or 4 days to avoid the snow. But I just couldn't make a decision fast enough. But you're not going to do that if you don't have any income. You're not going to do that if you don't have a successful business. You're not going to do that, right? So highly enjoyable, highly profitable, highly meaningful. Look at that third one. It's like, man, I really get a sense of meaning. I just wrote something in our portal for our students that are members of ours, that you're not just using your skills for money. You're not just trading your skills for money. What if you trade them for contribution? And if there's enough contribution, there becomes enough money. Okay. This is me channeling the inner Tony Robbins in me. Okay. So it's like, okay, I'm not just trading my skills for a problem for the money. I'm trading my skills for contribution. And it just happens to be that there's a financial exchange in there because you help a lot of people. And the more contribution you have, maybe the more money you make. So when you think about it, get my thing right. When you think about it, it's like, this is what I'm looking for. So let's get into the 5 steps of a big table move. This is a download. I think Jana posted it. Jana, if you want to continue posting it just so people can download the 5 steps to the big table. Let's start with step 1. And step 1 is the trigger event. Now, when most people think about triggers, they think about negative things, like something that triggers me negatively. And I actually think this is a good thing because where there's no pain, there's no change. Where there's no consequence, there's no change of behavior. Satisfied needs never motivate, only unsatisfied needs. What's up, Pastor Ken? Okay, so when you think about it, it's like, I believe a big table move starts the same way that it did for Price Pritchett. When asked, why were you interested in mergers and acquisitions? He said, because I was disgusted. He first says boredom, Scott Boroff. I was bored and I was disgusted. And here's exactly what he says, because I've watched it a million times. Life was good. We were running a good business. Everything was good. And I was bored out of my mind. That is why I was looking for a significant jump, not incremental growth, but quantum leap growth. So to me, a quantum leap, when I deconstruct ideas, this is one thing we do. We do it in Package Your Purpose. We do it in Person of Interest. We teach people how to deconstruct a concept and to package a concept and to market a concept and then monetize a concept. So when I begin deconstructing, how do I help a person get a seat at a big table? It started with step 1, which was some trigger event. A trigger event is a moment that exposes the truth. Okay? A trigger event is a moment that exposes the hard truth. You may be playing too small, okay? Or even the wrong game altogether. Okay? So a trigger event is something that comes along and goes, hey, wake up. You're highly talented, but you're undercapitalized. You're either playing small, and it's all relative, right? It's all relative. Or you're playing the wrong game. You're escalating commitment in the wrong direction. A lot of the talks we have in our offices, what's the biggest problem we could solve with our skills? Do we want a service or do we want a product? Do we want, right? Are we going for big plays or small plays? Are we interested in level 10s or level 4s? Are we fishing for bluegills or are we fishing for blue marlins? Okay, so which game should we be playing out of all these games that we could play with our skills? Because when you're talented, there's a lot of games you can play. We could do this, we could do this, we could do this, we could do this. Which of these is highly talented, highly enjoyable, highly profitable, highly meaningful? When you map your weeks out, I've got one of my notebooks here. Let's see if I've done it in here. Right, yep, like right here. I can tell you when I was doing this, I was on a plane and I was flying and I go solving problems. Look at these. And I'm sitting here going, okay, which of these problems am I uniquely qualified to solve? It's highly enjoyable. It's highly profitable. It's highly meaningful. It's highly enjoyable. It's highly profitable. It's highly meaningful. So step 1 is the trigger event. And the trigger event reveals that your current vehicle, the way your skills are being distributed, some people say distributed, okay, is no longer capable of supporting your ambition. Your ambition is grown. It's bigger. Now you're sitting at a small table. It's like, what am I doing at this table, man? Can't make any money here. Can't make any opportunity here. We can't help a lot of people here. So there's 3 trigger events. An event, a conversation. This is why having hard conversations with people is important. Having a crucial conversation, like, what are you doing? Why are you wasting all this time? Like, why are we escalating commitment to this? It's an event, it's a conversation, it's a realization that opens your eyes to a bigger arena. Let's call that exposure. Okay, if you read my book, Flip the Switch, where's it at? Back there. Okay, there we go, back there. If you read my book, Flip the Switch, it talks about exposure. This is one of the biggest activators of prey drive. It's like I thought I was playing big. I remember when I got that Hawker 400, and the very first trip that I was going on that plane was to Chicago, and it was windy and snowing, and I was so excited to go on this plane. And I'm like, I made it, man. I have my own private jet. And I get out there. I get there at 9:58. I was on the runway and in the air by 10:08. Okay, what is that? 10 minutes. And I go, I made it. This is it. This is crazy. And right as I pull up on the runway, a big G450 pulls up right beside me. And I'm looking out the runway and I'm like, oh my God. Like, I ain't made it. Like, that dude's made it. Right? I haven't made it. I was like, I got a starter plane. Daniel Hodges. That's a real plane. Right? Now, I wasn't looking at the positive of that. I'm looking like I'm playing a small game. How do I get one of those? It was just an activator. So number one is an event. It's a conversation. Tonight's live stream may be showing you I'm playing a small game. Being coached by me is definitely going to show you playing at a small game, because I'm going to push, I'm going to challenge, I'm going to have conversations. A trigger moment could come from an interview where you're watching someone talk about why they made this decision to go big. One of the greatest regrets people have in their life toward the end of their life was like, hey, man, I should have gone bigger. I stayed small for too long. That's a big regret people have. For me, number three, it was Price Pritchett when he said, I went into mergers and acquisitions because mergers and acquisitions are the biggest game in business. Okay, a merger is a strategic partnership. So for all the people who are on here tonight that are saying, I got a small business. I remember helping Daniel Hodges build his business, and then he sold his business. He wanted to, I said, what do you want to do? He said, man, I want to sell this business. So I don't know how many years it took us, but we coached him. At first, he didn't want to come to coaching. He was resistant. He came with a little bit of a bad attitude. Then he saw, hey, this little dude can help me. And then X number of years later, he sold the business. Okay, that's a big table move, selling the business. So a merger or an acquisition is a strategic partnership. An acquisition is where somebody else acquires your skill. I had dinner with Rob Luna just a few weeks ago with Jason McCool of the Greatness Lab, and they paid Rob Luna X number of millions of dollars, not only for his business, but he was going to stay on for 3 years. Okay. And they wanted his knowledge. They started a whole new division, ended up being $1 billion division, and they paid for his skill set. That's an acquisition. I'm acquiring your skill. I'm acquiring your business. Okay. Or I'm going to merge, strategic partnership. And this happens all the time, man. This happens all the time. So so right now I want to stop and I want you to type in the chat box, whatever you're on, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, type in what you think is the biggest game in business for you. Is it selling a company? Is it a liquidity event? Is it a big exit? Is it a big strategic partnership that you're looking for? Like what is the big table mean to you? Because when I do A to B, I always put cash flowing businesses with big exits. Cash flowing businesses with big exits. I'm having fun. I do what I love doing, right? I want you to think about this. I put cash flowing businesses with big exits. I didn't even start thinking about exits until I started studying quantum leaps, and I started going, how could I exit this business? How could I have a liquidity event? How do I get involved with cash flowing businesses with big potential exits? Now, you could have an exit through stock, right? You could own stock in a company like Safe Space, which I'm on an independent board of director on. Okay. You could do it in investing where you build something. You could buy real estate and sell a portfolio. You can, like the other night when I did $1 Million Days, Christopher, it's like I kind of showed you 4 or 5 ways a person could have $1 million day, right? And I said you could own stock. You could do a strategic partnership. You could you could do it through an event where you made $1 million. You could acquire a business. You could exit. There's X number of ways that you could actually experience $1 million day. So I want you thinking the big table, Robert and Clint and Christopher and Diane is starting with the end in mind and going, okay, what's the big table move for me? I'm going to build something and sell it. And some people are more skilled at that than others. Okay. Now, this leads us to step number 2. And step number 2, I want you to think of these more phases than steps. I probably should have said phases versus steps. So I have a trigger event, and the trigger event actually causes a frustration point. Frustration is not failure, it's feedback. Frustration is misguided enthusiasm. Okay. So when I think about misguided enthusiasm, Jessica, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this is a good thing, right? What's the book? Value the Plateau. Seth Godin called it the dip. It's a period where you're here and you want to go here. It's like, man, you're trying different things and you're frustrated. And remember, we never experience a big table move by trying harder. We try differently. A quantum leap is achieved by trying differently, not trying harder. Okay. So this is a strategy move. I strategically pivot the business. I strategically ask a bigger question, which is something we're always asking, guys. It's like, what's the biggest game in business for us? Okay. So when you're thinking about this, when you're thinking about this big table moves, it's like, okay, the trigger event, maybe tonight's a trigger event for you in a positive way, leads to a frustration point. The realization you've tolerated, listen to this, incremental growth for too long. Incremental growth is I grow 5%. I like to use this as a sports example. Incremental growth is we win 20 games, then we win 22, then we win 23, then we win 24, then we win 25, then we win 26. A quantum leap is we go from 26 to 38 and we win a championship. That's a quantum leap. In business, it's like I grow 5%, 5%, 10%, get back to where I was at. Then I grow, then I go back to where I was at. Then 1 year I have a boom. Now, what happened at that point? I think you got introduced to new information from somebody like me. You have a paradigm shift. Paradigm is the individual lens through which you see the world. I'm sitting with Jason McCool at dinner the other night, and we're partners on this Greatness Lab concept for financial advisors, and we're going to start a series of coaching sessions this Tuesday on the habits of the top percentage. And we were talking about growth, and he said the reason a lot of people don't grow is because they use language, right? You'll hear Tony Robbins talking about this in the Alex Hormozi interview. They use the transformational language they use is wrong. And they say, well, I'm not a good manager, people. I want a boutique firm. I don't want to grow that much. I'm not good at recruiting. I don't like managing people. And what he said there is that thought is the problem. And I'm sitting there going, I've said some of those things. We have a boutique firm. How many of you guys have ever said that? We got a boutique firm. Man, I'm not good at scaling things. I'm good at this, but I'm not good at that. I don't like to recruit people. Well, adding another person, we got to train them and we got to do this. So let's just stay small. McCool was like, big mistake, right? Big mistake. The language you're using. Okay. So the frustration point is the realization you've tolerated incremental growth. You know you're capable more, but your current game, let me say it a little bit different. The way you're playing the current game cannot win. You can't win the game you're playing. It's like you're playing a game that you can't win. Okay? Because the way you're playing the game, you're like, oh man, I want to do $10 million. I want to do $20 million. I want to make $1 million a year. I want to do this. I want to do that. And then you go and you put it in this vehicle, and the vehicle is like a little 4-cylinder, right? Remember those stick shifts? And you're sitting there, and it's like you can't get there, man. The way you're playing the game, you can't get to the big table. The biggest table you can get to is like here, and that's not a big table move. Okay. Number 3, it's a definitive line in the sand. So the frustration one day on a plane, this example, causes you to take an action. I'm on a plane once and I'm sitting there, I'm frustrated, flying on a Southwest plane, and I'm tired and I'm frustrated. The dude beside me is eating chicken wings. Y'all heard this chicken wing story. This dude's eating chicken wings on a Southwest plane. It's all over his face. It's all over his hands. It's all over the back of the seats. And I'm sitting there like, you don't eat chicken wings on a public plane, dude. Like somebody should have told you that. And I pull out a piece of paper like this, and I go, I'm tired of messing around. Except I didn't say messing. Tired of effing around. This is my list. of things that I'm tired of messing with. I'm going to fly private. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get rid of these people. I'm going to do that. You need that frustration point, or you never move. You could literally live 30 years of your life, incremental growth. Life is good. Everybody see that? You could live your whole life like this. You get to the end of your life, you lived a life of quiet desperation. You die with your song still in you. You didn't sing your song. You didn't go big. Big frustration point. So number 2 phase of a big table move is I had number 1, a trigger moment. Tonight may be that for you. I'm playing small. I need to get around bigger players. I need to get to the greatness factory and be in a room with right people. I need to think bigger and I need to see it. I need to see it first. Okay. I need to see it. I need to be exposed to it. Number 2, I got to get frustrated enough to do something about it. Now, when you think about this, number 3 creates, we start to get out of this frustration point, Pastor Ken, Jimmy Bowler, we start to get out of this frustration point and we start to get into action. Okay. So what are my rules? If you're being coached by me right now, you know, when in doubt, I take an action. When I don't know what to do, I do something. There's always something to do. Today, I got out with my weighted vest on and started walking around subdivision on complete ice, by the way, because I needed to get moving. I needed to do something. I needed to create something. I need to follow up on something. When I don't know what to do, I do something. And the something is move toward the BIGO, move toward the BIGO, move toward the BIGO. What is the BIGO? It's the big table. It's highly enjoyable. It's highly profitable. It's highly meaningful. There's a return on my energy. There's a return on my investment. So we're making some big decisions about which businesses we want to be involved in and which businesses we don't want to be involved in. And the criteria should be, is it highly enjoyable? Is it highly profitable? Is it highly meaningful? Is there a return on our energies, a return on our investment? Is there a return on our objectives? Is it a level 10 or a level 4? Do we just enjoy it and it's a fun passion business, or is it a big business that we can exit? We're looking for cash flow and big exits, cash flow and big exits. So the formula is really threefold. This is phase number 3 of a big table move. It is to identify the primary skill that you have. This is what we talked a lot about last night. There is a difference between a skill, an ability, and a talent. The identification of a primary skill that you have worked, that you have refined, it is to choose the right problem that you are deeply passionate about solving. Sullivan used to say, what problem both fascinates you and motivates you, and would fascinate and motivate you for the rest of your life. And Sullivan liked to say, if I could wake up every day and talk to and converse with people who have a desire to 10x their businesses, successful entrepreneurs who have a desire to 10x their business, and I could build a business around this, then it would both fascinate me and motivate me for the rest of my life. See, this is hard if you kind of have monkey mind, and I'll get on a tangent and study this, and I'll chat GPT this, and then I'll look at this, and then I'll study this. And it's really hard to kind of narrow your focus and go, okay, if I could solve one problem on planet Earth, what would the problem be? It would be like me saying, well, I want to help people get a seat at a bigger table. That's the number one problem I want to solve. How do I fit all this other interest into that problem? Well, I could help people find their skill. I could help people find their problem. I could help people find their vehicle. I could teach them how to package their purpose, right? It's like if you don't have that singularness of purpose, then you're scattered. You kind of wake up and dabble with things versus decide. So you really need to know the primary skill. You need to find the right problem that you are fascinated and motivated by. And this is the most important part to the right vehicle, is you need to select a platform, industry, or model that gives you skill and leverage, that gives your skill leverage and reach. Everybody hear that? No one set me down at 31 years old and said, let's really think about the vehicle. Is this a business you can build, grow, scale, and exit? How dependent is the business going to be on you? Okay. Although you enjoy doing it today, are you going to enjoy doing it at 50 Okay. How do I build a business versus a lifestyle? Okay. These are vehicle questions. Okay. The vehicle you're in. Okay. The big table is highly profitable, highly enjoyable, highly impactful. So when you think about it, we choose a vehicle. It's like going down to the car dealership and we go, man, I want that vehicle right there. But we didn't think about when it was a snowy day. Will that vehicle get me from A to B on a snowy day? Right? Is this a vehicle I want to drive every day? Does it give me joy driving? The car I drive today is a car I enjoy driving. When I get in that car, I'm like, this feels good to drive this car, man. Now, could it get me out in the snow and get me from A to B? If I lived in Minnesota or Michigan, I may need a car that can do that. In Tennessee, every now and then, right? So phase 3 of the big table move is to know the formula to the big table, which is the right skill, solving the right problem in the right vehicle. It's the right skill, solving the right problem, solving the right vehicle. Okay. Step 3. Step 4, this is when it gets fun and a little bit more complicated, to be honest with you, is to convert reputational capital into real capital. Okay. Now, this is where person of interest comes into play. This is where package your purpose comes into play. This is where proximity to power comes into play. This is where becoming a person of power and influence comes into play. Because if you have a low person of interest score, there's not going to be a lot of incoming opportunity for you guys. You're not going to wake up and have 15 opportunities you could be involved in. You don't have one opportunity, not 15. So there is a real power in spending time in learning the person of interest strategy. There's a real power in going through package your purpose and understanding how to articulate your skill set. There's a real power in learning how to build out a product suite. There's a real power in learning how to make an offer. There's a real power in learning how to negotiate. There's a real power in becoming highly talented and highly skilled so that you can convert this reputation that you have, and your reputation walks in the door before you do. I hope people think about me. Coach Burt shows up, he grows up, he delivers, he don't whine, he don't complain, he don't make excuses, he practices what he preaches, he brings a lot of integrity he to the equation, right? He only gets involved in things he believes in or with people he believes in. So I want people to know that I'm building a reputation. And when you have done it for 30 years, then people trust that reputation. Okay. And it's like, okay, I trust that he's going to show up. I trust that he's going to do what he said he's going to do. I trust that he knows how to win because I've watched him win. Okay. So without this, it's like, right. I'm watching a character out there on social media and it's like, man, I wouldn't trust that dude as far as I could throw him. Okay. I would never be interested in partnering with this person. You talk about alignment. Oh, no, there is no alignment. I do not spend my time and energy tearing other people down. I do not spend my time and energy enjoying people's heartache. I do not enjoy my time. I do not spend my time and energy judging other people. I do not spend my time and energy doing that. And I do not partner with people who do that. I don't support people who do it. So the reputation that person is building, it's like, I want as far away from that person as I can get. There is no hope for a partnership, a strategic partnership. So you got to know, how do you build reputation? You show up on time. You do what you said you're going to do. You say please and thank you. Okay. You show up, you do what you said you're going to do. You say please and thank you. And when you meet adversity, you go, hey man, look, here's a little bit of a departure away from the ideal scene, but we got this. We know how to win. We're winners. Okay. Be patient. We're going to win. So when you think about it, step 4 is so critical. A lot of people get to this step. They know their skill. They know the problem. They know the vehicle. They are frustrated with where they are. They know their plan, but they get to step 4 and it's like, you don't have any mojo. You don't have any reputational capital, right? Nobody knows you. Nobody believes in you. Ask yourself why. Why? You spend your days building people up or tearing people down. Do you spend your days helping other people or being selfish? Do you spend your days, right? What we're doing is building reputation. So how do we build a reputation? You package your intellectual property, your know-how, into frameworks, language, invitations. Where there's no invitation, there's no monetization. You distribute your message consistently. Like what I'm doing right now is distributing my message. Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. I'm pushing my intellectual property out into the market. You invite people to things. Hey, I've got package or purpose. Hey, I got the big table. Hey, I've got one-to-ones. Hey, I've got the ability to work with me. Hey, I can coach your team, right? You develop a core message. You develop a core message. My message is I believe people can get a seat at a bigger table, right? That's number one. You have a big mission. You want to help a lot of people. It's not about you, right? Your purpose is getting lost in other people's dreams. You want to help them achieve their goals. Number three, you have a lot of movement. You're moving. You're circulating. You're bringing your skill to other people's problems. You're getting ever increasing opportunity. You're putting off an impression of increase. You're becoming a person of interest. Okay, I got a big mission. I have a lot of movement. And I figured out how to monetize that because you're going to need money to do this. And the money comes through the monetization. So anytime I do a session like this, like I'm inviting you to come to the Greatness Factory. I'm inviting you to spend time with me at the lodge. I'm inviting you to go deeper, to master something, right? To get to quit playing small, to commit to something in the future. I'm inviting you to something, okay? So eventually what happens is you convert attention, reputation, into real capital through offers, partnerships, capital raising, strategic partnership, right? And like I said, I just did a session on skills for contribution versus skills for money. I think if you contribute enough, money will chase you all the way to the bank. Step 4, contribute or convert reputation into revenue. Right, Brandon? All right, this leads us to phase 5, step 5 of the big table. Okay, all this is going to be in a book. The book will probably be on down the road just a little bit, as I'm writing books right now that lead to the big table: $1 Million Days, 8-Figure Skills, Stuck in 6-Figure Vehicles, Proximity to Power, written by Jana Creel. We're coming out with a Specialist Effect, written by Jana and myself. Screw Your Why, written by Coach Burt and Jana. And all of these lead to getting a seat at a bigger table. Okay. The 5th phase of the big table is the quantum leap. Quantum leaps happen by trying different, not trying harder. You cannot map out a quantum leap. So people ask me, how do you experience a quantum leap? You set a big target and you start running like crazy toward the target. Okay. I mean, in essence, that's what it is. So here's what a quantum leap looks like. I don't have one Greatness Factory. I have 50 Greatness Factories. They could be through licensing, could be through strategic partnership, could be through me owning some of those, could be through raising capital through pitch equity or private equity fund and buying the real estate, could be through certification and licensing. But in my mind, I don't have one. I have 50. Going from 1 to 50. So my buddy Todd Duncan, who's speaking at Whiskey and Wisdom, February 4th, everybody should be there. Everybody should be there. It's a free event. Says U plus question mark equals boom. This is a quantum leap. You plus something or somebody, we don't know who that somebody is, equals quantum leap. Okay. Quantum leaps happen by trying different versus trying harder. It is the biggest game in business. So what Price Pritchett did in the 70s is he walked in and he said, we're going to be number 1 in mergers and acquisitions. They'd never done, listen to this. They'd never done a merger and acquisition. Never. Everybody with me? They had never, ever done a merger and acquisition. His own team thought he was crazy. We don't do mergers. We don't do acquisitions. We do executive assessments. No. I'm going to use my skill, which was a clinical psychologist, dissertation in rapid growth. Okay. I love Fort Lauderdale, by the way, Miami. Love it. Love West Palm Beach. Love all those places. Price Pritchett said, we're going to be number 1 in this arena. So this is a very important part of this equation tonight. Pick an area that you could be number 1 in. Right, Chad? Pick an area that you could win in. Okay. Daniel Hodges, you can go with us February 10th. Just see Jana Creel. We're going down to my house in watercolor. Got one spot left on the jet. Okay. One day with me. Because you're going to think bigger. Quantum leaps. Okay. Pick an area you could win in, and that's mental creation. And I think we've gotten so scattered and we're doing so many things and the world has so many options. We all got opportunity confusion, guys. We can't pick an aiming point. That's why we can't have a quantum leap. We can't freaking pick an aiming point. It's like, where could we push all of our energy? And I'm as guilty as you guys are. Because I see so much opportunity. It's like big opportunity, big opportunity, big opportunity. And then I go, why are we involved in this? This is a small opportunity. This is big. Let's narrow it down. So a big assignment for you guys tonight when you're working through this, because it gives you a chance to kind of work through these 5 steps when you download it, is to choose a clear aiming point. Okay? Because if I go, we're going to have 50 greatness factories, and that's it. That's what we're going to focus our time and energy on. Why? Feeds our pitch equity private equity fund. It feeds the coaching business. It feeds the desire for expansion in me. It feeds my desire for a quantum leap. And it helps a lot of people. It's a big mission. So when you're thinking quantum leaps, think merger, partnership, think acquisition, acquiring talent, think strategic partnership. What's up, Amanda? Right? When you think quantum leap, get out of thinking incremental. Okay, I did 100 deals this year. I'm going to do 120 deals next year. I made $100,000. I'm going to make 120,000 next year. Think, how do I go from here to there? But I can tell you from coaching tonight where my problem is. It's too many aiming points. It's too many assignments. It's too many things. Okay. And what that tells me is, man, we need to sit down and do a strategy circle and go, okay, here's the top 3 things that could get us to where we're trying to go, and stay focused on those things. That's hard for people who have a creative mind. Okay. Combine your skills with other people's skills. That's where the merger and acquisition comes in. Combine your skills with bigger problems, right? There's a book called Whale Hunting. My version would be Fishing for Blue Marlin versus Bluegill. Solve bigger problems. Okay. Solve bigger problems. Use the skill in a new way toward a new problem. Okay. And think explosive growth, because explosive growth is going to demand that you think different about this than the way you're currently thinking. Okay. A lot of people think incrementally. You can't incrementally get to a quantum leap. It's a new set of risk. Okay. It's a new set of risk. It's a new set of problems. It's a new set of, right? So you can't think the same way about this as you used to think about this. You got to think at a new level. So you got to go to a new frequency here. Okay. Now, these are the 5 phases of a big table. And if you download the big table formula, it actually gives you a space in there to do big table move number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a video that goes with it, about an 11-minute video of me breaking it down. It's like it really is a formula and a set of methodologies. Like, I can't tell you how you're going to have a big table move, but I can follow a formula. Pritchett says he can't tell you how to have a quantum leap, but there is a method. There is a method. There is a methodology to experiencing a big quantum leap. Okay. All right, guys, this is good tonight. I want to thank you for showing up tonight. We went 49 minutes and 20 seconds. If you have a question, I'd love to take a few questions here. If you want to post it on Facebook, if you want to post it on, I think I'm on LinkedIn as well. And I'm on YouTube, my YouTube channel. On YouTube, subscribe to the channel, like the channel. That's where the Big Table podcasts are. I got an incredible one coming out with Jason McCool. Jason just sold 60% of his company for $123 million. It's really a $300 million plus company. We are part of the Greatness Lab, which is for financial advisors. If you're a financial advisor and you're looking for a home to really work with people who know how to win, go to greatnesslab.com. And we're doing some coaching on Tuesday this week. We're doing a coaching session, doing 2 sessions at 10 and 11 on Tuesday of this week. Okay. So this is the big table moves, folks. It's the biggest game in business. By all means, study $1 million days. Okay. Amanda said, if we weren't for you, coach, we'd have landed a 7-figure job. We wouldn't have landed a 7-figure job. Good job. That's what I'm talking about. That's quantum leaps, baby. Christopher, it's quantum leaps. That's what we got to think about. We constantly have to ask ourselves, Bubba Hogan, like, what's a big table move for me? Does it come through strategic partnership? Do I need to go into a new arena? Do I need to focus? Some of you need to think bigger, man. That's why flying with me on that jet, that's why some of you going with me on that jet will open up your mind. Chase Gruning's going again. He just went in December. He bought a ticket to go to watercolor. He actually just bought a house in watercolor. What's up, Amy Chase Murphy? Okay. So Chase is like, I'm going to go back on that jet again with you, man. I'm going to go back down and look at the house that I'm buying. It's like a $3 million house done in watercolor. So that's a dude who went deep with me. He's got an office at the Greatness Factory. He's around it. He's activated. He's motivated. First step to the big table is the trigger event. Then you move to the frustration. Then you move to the formula. Then you move to the reputational capital. Then you end up with the quantum leap. Okay. And all of those are in the download that you can get. And just work through this. Do your A to B exercise every single day. And it is time to go pro, folks. Okay. Here's a commercial for our what's coming up in February. February is a big month. It's literally like not this week, but the next week. February 4th, we're teaching proximity to power. Okay. It's Janet Creel's book, My Key Integrator. We'll be teaching that together. Then we've got Todd Duncan for Whiskey and Wisdom. He wrote High Trust Selling. Okay. It's probably going to have $1 billion company with fuel. Then we're going out to the lodge to do Package Your Purpose for 2 days. Incredible training for 2 days. Fantastic. Change your life. You need to be in there. It'll totally be exactly what you need. We come back in March, guys, with another 3-day training for all the people who want to coach, speak, package your intellectual property, learn how to make money in the coaching business. We actually do a training at the Greatness Factory, and then we come back and we go out to the lodge for the Coach's Locker Room. I brought it back. This is for people who want to make money with a message. Okay. If you're in our membership model, all of this is included. Okay. If you're not in our membership model, you could become a member and get everything, or you could purchase a 1 or 2 day experience with us. And I think it would be life-changing for you. I am cooking up something with me and Brad Lee in May. It's a full day at the Greatness Factory. It is a paid event at the Greatness Factory. It's a paid event for everybody, but it's 1 full day turning reputation into money, turning a brand into money. So we got all kinds of stuff cooking this week, guys. Okay. I want to thank you. I believe everybody needs a coach in life. I believe a good coach can change your life. I'm really enjoying these 1-hour training sessions, and I do it to promote what it is we're doing and to invite people, right? Can come and be part of it. To your question, Pastor Ken, is there a way people just starting a business can make a quantum leap? Yes. If I would have started in the beginning, a quantum leap is when you go from 1 to 10, 1 customer to 10 customers, 1 to 100. Okay. Like, yes, you can experience a quantum leap at any time. It's a simple decision. I'm going to do things in quantum leaps versus incremental growth. First step is get around the people who know how to do it. Do a comparative analysis. What are they doing that I'm not doing? Right? Model the behavior that you see from other people who are being successful. Okay. All right. Love you guys. Have a great night tonight. I'm looking forward for this weather to fade out, to be able to get on the move this week. And we'll be traveling around different parts of the United States. So hope you have a great week. I'm Coach Burt. Everybody needs a coach, because a good coach can change your life. And there is a bigger table for you to sit at. So time to go pro, folks, and leave your amateur desires behind. Make it a great night.